Well, it wasn't pretty, but the Oilers avoid going on a 4-game losing streak by defeating the Columbus Blue Jackets by a score of 5-4 in overtime. And I was messaging one of my buddies during the game and letting them know that it felt like Connor McDavid by himself versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, I mean, overall, I didn't think the Oilers played well again. They came out with a big fight from Trent Frederic versus Matthew Olivier, who I've been shouting loudly for the past couple years for the Oilers to acquire. But yeah, completely out of his league fighting that guy. He is a tank, and he got pummeled. But second period rolled around, and the Oilers went back to their regular ways. And we got very lucky to tie that game up in the third period and win it in overtime. So I honestly think that Knoblauch really avoided being on the hot seat. By another loss would have really lit things up under his seat, so to speak. But Wallman gets a couple of goals. McDavid, 2 unbelievable highlight reel goals. And obviously Jack Roslovic finishes it in overtime. He has been chipping in almost every night, one way or another, so he's been a welcome addition. So we'll see what happens on this 7-game road streak. But like I said, I wasn't very impressed overall with the Oilers. When you have a player like Connor McDavid, he could single-handedly win you a game on his own from time to time. Today was one of those. And I just didn't see enough from the Edmonton defense. Definitely didn't see enough from the goaltending. Stuart Skinner faced 19 shots, still allowed 4 goals. Finished with a .789 save percentage, just not good enough from your starting goalie. And that's pretty much it. So it's going to be, it's that feeling, happy that we got this win. But in the end, we'll see what happens. They're going to need a lot more. They need to go on a roll here to kind of make up for the first 16 games of the season. So having said that, we're going to head on over to Twitter X and see what the Oilers faithful have to say. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments here. But first things first, let's check out this scrap. This one from BR Open Ice. Trent Frederic fights Matthew Olivier after being called out for not being physical enough. And here's the scrap.
We talked about this morning, and here it is, front and center. Olivier is as tough as you get in the NHL with some uppercuts here. He watched the linesman about 8 punches ago to get in there. And Trent Frederic, listen, he got called out by his coach after the last game.
Olivier's a beast.
He's got to be more physical. He's a guy who wants
kudos
to
to
score
Frederic
for
even trying to fight him. He is completely out of Frederic's league. I believe Olivier is top 3 in the league for sure as a fighter, and he made that known against Frederic. So, like I said, probably not the best person to pick to fight. And he looked like he had a really bad shiner after that one. So, but was it enough to rally the boys? Obviously it helped. McDavid touched on it after the game in his interview. But like I said, I kind of feel bad for Frederic because he got pummeled there. Let's go on to the next one here from the Edmonton Oilers parody interviews. And quote, I said to Frederic before the game, go out there and fight the biggest and baddest guy you can, and I don't care if your face is coming out of it looking like the monster from the Goonies. Sure as shit, his face did look like it. It pumped us up and we got the W. So, just that's a that's a hilarious parody account there of what McDavid said in the interview. Obviously, he didn't say that. And yeah, Frederick came out of that fight looking pretty beat up. So again, I don't know if it was enough to will the boys, and the timing of the fight was so early on. Not much happened after that as far as what the fight ignited in the fight of the Oilers, because, you know, they came out a little bit stronger than normal the first maybe 5 minutes of the game, and then it just kind of went downhill there till the third period. So moving on to the next one from Wallman Fan 92. Sometimes you need to win low-scoring games. The Oilers never get that chance because our goalies let in every shot. Yeah, so, you know, not a lot of shots in terms of an NHL hockey game that Stuart Skinner had to face. And somehow they still scored 4 goals on 19 shots. Next one from Tanner Dorian. I don't even want to think about where the Oilers team would be without Roslovic. What a find. Yep, that was definitely a much-needed add. Oilers just missing a lot of offense, and they rarely are scoring. I mean, before that third period, I mean, they had 2 goals in the books, and it looked to be another low-scoring affair, but thankfully they got some puck luck and ended up getting the win in overtime. Next one from Oilers John. I hate Darnell Nurse so much, maybe more than any Oilers player ever. Yeah, Darnell Nurse, completely invisible, and his positioning, I mean, after being in the league for this long, he's been in the league for over, I think this is his 13th year in the league. He's been in the league for sure for over a dozen years, and his positioning, his kind of choices, the time that he chooses to pinch are very questionable. I would rather he just cut that out and stay back, or just give defense a break, like a lot of my buddies say, and play the wing and try and you know, convert this guy into a winger, because he always seems to want to be jumping into the play and forgetting his defensive role. I mean, Bufflin did that in Chicago when they won the cup. He was playing up on the wing, but I mean, I don't know, it's just like Darnell Nurse is this weird anomaly for the Oilers, and it's getting very difficult to continue to watch as a fan. Next one from Dan Fika. Great win. Now go get a goalie and a coach. So Dan Fika is obviously doesn't believe that this is a turnaround game for the Oilers. Next one from the Oilers themselves, McDavid Magic, and this is that goal that we're talking about.
Fantilli will grind out. It definitely caught the Edmonton goaltender high. We'll see. It comes out to center on a crisscross. Connor McDavid will dust it off. A pirouette, a shot. He scores!
Just continues to amaze number 97. He is such a pleasure to watch. We are so spoiled as fans to get to watch that guy every night. Next one from Captain Jack. Stuart Skinner responds to being pulled last game with a strong start by making sure he saves the first shot on net and only letting in the second shot on net. So, Captain Jack really wants a goalie. Next one from Ryan Whitney, former Oiler Ryan Whitney and Oiler super fan. What a win for the Edmonton Oilers. No Nuge. McDavid 2 highlight reel goals, a third period comeback, and a big save by Skinner in OT before the Roslovic winner. Watch what this team does now with Hyman back soon. Wagon. I wish I could agree. I'm going to need to see them at least string together 3 or 4 wins in a row before I start having any faith in this team. Next one from Oilers John. Great defense by Nurse there. I mean, look at where he is. Look at the positioning here. Like, you just wonder how this long in the league he's still doing this kind of stuff. Next one from Sportsnet Stats. Jake Wallman scores the first game-tying shorthanded goal in the final minute of regulation in Oilers history. So there's the goal there. And this is the kind of luck we needed tonight to get this W. Wallman's first goal also was a screened goal deflected off. It looked like it deflected off a Columbus player in the top corner, but you know, lucky to get that one. Lucky to get this one. Lucky that Skinner made that save in overtime to lead to the Roslovic goal. So I mean, the Oilers needed a number one player in the world effort from McDavid and a lot of luck to get past the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's not saying a lot. So, like I said, gonna need to see more. And last but not least, here is the big overtime goal from Roslovic.
Jackets, Werenski for Charlie Coyle. What a save by Skinner! Coast to coast.
He's got the whole ice.
With the game on his stick. He scores!
Happy for the fans, first and foremost. Happy for the fans. They don't go home, you know, with another loss. That game against Colorado was just so difficult. So happy the Oilers got the win. Happy the fans went home smiling. But like I said, for this 7-game road trip that they're about to go on, they're going to need to win at least 4 of these 7 games on the road. That's not an easy task. And we'll get a real good look of what the boys are made of. So that's gonna pretty much do it for this game number 17 recap here on Frozen Oil. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. And most importantly, go Oilers, go!
Channels we need, Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.